got to remember the camera's over there. Always look this side, but I've plugged my phone in. We shall wait and see who arrives for a live stream. Let's just move that a bit more this way, shall we? Give it a twizzle. Twizzle. There we are. Twizzle. I think that's better. Drink a nice cup of tea while I wait to see who pops in. You might have someone in the room. What's that? Ah, live chat. There we go. See who pops in to come and hang out with me in this time between Christmas and New Year, which I heard on the radio called BETWIXMAS, and I thought that's really cool. I'll say hello now just to say I've been in, but that shower is calling. Okay, off you go then. Go have a shower, get rid of the smoky smell, and then come back later. Okay? You do have a choice. You don't have to stay. Yeah, so I heard it called BETWIXTmas, and I like that because it is very betwixt. You don't know whether or not you come in or go in. You don't know what day of the week it is. And for those of us like myself who actually take a good chunk of time off over the holidays, because I don't really take holiday the rest of the year very much, it's kind of like a big blurry mess. All I know is that at some point I'll have to go back to work, but it's not, well, I don't have to go back to work till next, not this Monday coming, but the Monday after. So I've still got another week and, okay, so I've got a week and a day, a week and a bit, because it's Sunday today, isn't it? This is what I mean, BETWIXTmas. You have no idea what day it is, don't even know who you are most of the time. It's just a garbled mush of time. Okay, let's see who's in the room. David, hello, how are you? Have you heard we've got another storm coming? I don't know which direction it's coming in from, but I've been told. So there is on our Facebook, in our area, there is the Chiltern weather guys, and they are bang on with their weather reports. And they said there is a storm coming in. Then we will have, this was last night or yesterday afternoon, so there's a storm coming in. It's going to hit New Year. We don't know how big it's going to be. May or may not be snow, but will definitely be in minus figures from New Year's morning. And wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get weather warnings issued by the Met Office in the next few days. And then woke up this morning and there were weather warnings, minus figures on the charts and storm rolling in. So yeah, they're bang on it every time. If they say it's going to snow, it's going to snow. They're like proper on it. But obviously it's only for this area, sort of the Chilterns area. So I follow them more than I do the Met Office. If I have a query, I go straight to them. They are like my weather gurus. Who else have we got in the room? We've got 5 people. Anyone else want to come and say hello to me? Just thought I'd come and do a live stream because I'm planning on, it's all right, Link. Link's very jumpy. I don't know if he's had a firework or something go off, but he's very jumpy, which means any little noise in the house now he's jumping at. Bless him. It's all right. Or maybe someone let off fireworks while we were out. We made sure we got back before it got dark though, because I knew we hadn't got any lights on in the house for them. And people have been letting off fireworks randomly. So made sure we were home. We've been at my parents' for Christmas number 3 or Christmas number 4 for me if we include Christmas camp back in November. But my sister Georgia and Heather and their little boy, my nephew Jasper, they've all been really poorly with a sick bug. And now Heather's mum's got it. I think Heather's dad's had it. Some friends of theirs have had it. It's literally just wiping everybody out. Really nasty neurovirus over Christmas. So we didn't get to see them, but they're all better now. So we have hung out with them, which is really nice. We've played Mario Kart. We've seen their motorhomes. They've just bought a motorhome because they are hitting the road. Not hitting the road completely, but they are basically living nomadically now. Not now, April. So they're giving their tenancy back to their rental and they are going nomadic. They will still be in the area because they are setting up a home ed, or they have set up a home ed hub, and that will be their new job. And then that's how they'll earn money, and other things as well. There'll be other options for earning money, but they are going to be living in their motorhome. And so they've bought their motorhome, and we had a look round it. It's very nice. It is. It's lovely. They've got a nice deal there. It's not got a huge amount of miles on the clock. It's 40 something, I think they said. It's got everything they're going to need. Huge downsize going to be needed in the next few months, but they've already made a start on that. And they've handed in their notice to their childminding families. So it's all official now, which means I can actually say something about it, because I couldn't before. But it's very exciting. I'm very excited for them. I think it's going to be lovely. Just have that bit of freedom. And it means at the weekend they just take their home wherever they want to go, really, don't they? They can just pop off. Don't have to worry about the housework, because the housework will go with them. Have we got anybody? Oh, we've got 8 people. Oh, I have to scroll. Sorry, people. Endu, is that End? Am I saying that right? Endu Gadget? I don't recognise that name. Have you been on before? Hello. Oh, it's coming down south, is it, David? It's a down storm rather than an up storm. We've had a lot of up storms kind of coming. Never eat shredded wheat. Coming west to east, or north, south to north recently. So it's obviously coming down that way. Tisali, am I saying this right? Greetings from Germany. Hello. Guten Tag, is that right? Did I say that correctly? Tisal Ali, have I said that right? Sorry. Kim Kelly. Cora and Kim. Hello, Cora and Kim. David, what did I ask the question? Yes, coming north from south, north to south. That would explain why it's so cold, I suppose. Coming north to south. Anyway, I just thought I'd come on, have a little chit chat. I want to do more live streams going forward. I want to make the time to do more live streams. And so I thought, started you mean to go on while I'm actually having a bit of a break. I'll just, even if it's just for half an hour, I'll just pop on, have a live stream with you all, say hi, see how you're all doing. Have you all had a good Christmas? Have we enjoyed ourselves? I hope everyone's been well, unlike my sisters. Well, my sister and my sister-in-law and Jasper, who've been very poorly. Daniel, hello Daniel. So, what did we all get for Christmas? Have we all been spoiled, thoroughly rotten? I've had a lot of lovely gifts. I can't name them all now, but I've had some brilliant books to do with my energy healing and animal healing, and one book called Real Magic, which I'm loving, really, just completely. It's all non-fiction stuff, but this is the science behind what is deemed as magic, and how science has avoided dealing with it. Like, it's been a no-go area for scientists, because the minute a scientist tries to dip into the facts and the evidence around anything that's deemed as slightly magical, they're kind of laughed at and scoffed at. But it's interesting, because even people like Newton dabbled in it for a long time and wrote papers on it, and it wasn't until somebody bought a whole load of his papers at auction and then started reading through it that this came to light, because everybody thought he was, you know, a proper scientist, and wouldn't dabble in that sort of stuff. But it's really, really interesting. I'm so engaged in it. I got some new walking shoes, which I'm going to try out tomorrow. The dogs and I are going to go on a big long hike before the cold weather kicks in. It does mean that we're probably going to get very muddy, because the ground won't be frozen, but I want to get a really nice hike in up on the hilltops, somewhere up in the Chilterns, I think. I've not made my mind up yet. It'll either be the Chilterns, or it'll be somewhere from the village, and like a proper good trek out somewhere with them. I've been sort of quite sedentary. Well, I have and I haven't. I've had a lot going on, visiting family and doing the Christmassy stuff, but I've not moved very much. I've sort of moved from place to place, drink tea, sit down, move again, drink tea, sit down, eat a lot of food. You know how it is over Christmas. What else did I get for Christmas? Lots of nice bath salts, t-shirt, It's hard to remember, isn't it? Got really nice. This jumper was a top that Lee got me before Christmas. Lee's going to get me some speakers for Spog because I accidentally blew a speaker on very loud Eric Clapton. I got a charger block thing that's like a phone charger, but it boosts your engine. So if you run out of power, so if I run out of power in Spog, my van, I will have a charger pack that I literally just hook up to the battery and it boosts it. I don't need jump leads or anything. It all comes with these little clips, which is good because the battery in Spog is under the floor of the cab. So it's a real faff trying to pull a car up and then jump start the van. It's not easy. So this will make life much easier, and also comes with a air compressor as well. So as part of it, which I do have an air compressor for my tyres, but again, with the van being so big, it's hard to do the back tyres when you're plugging it into the cigarette lighter 9-volt socket. I think what I've had to do in the past is use the 9-volt socket inside Spog that's coming off the leisure battery to do the tyres. So yeah, I've had chocolates. I've had another Monty Bojangles tin of chocolates from Kenzie, one that I hadn't got because I love my Monty Bojangles tins. I've had lots of really lovely gifts. I'm very, very lucky. Let's see what you lot have had. Let's see what the messages have said. Gracie, oh, hello. How are you? Sorry, I read that completely wrong. It's Vicky, but I read it as Gracie. How are you, Vicky? Have you had a good Christmas? Share with me. Come on, people. What have you had for Christmas? It'd be lovely to hear. Did it go smoothly? Was everybody well? Was there any disasters? It's my poor old sister and her lot. I really feel for them. Sick bugs are rubbish anytime, but over Christmas really sucks. Oh, this is something we got as well. So from Emma and Rob and the kids, we got a hampery bit of sugar-free goodies so that Lee can enjoy them. And a murder mystery, which I love doing these, and I hoped the others would, but I'm not sure they will. So what I might do is enlist the help of some of you to help me solve this case. Maybe I'll do it over a couple of live streams. Do you think that would be something that would interest you? It's recommended for 14 years plus, and it is 4 out of 5 difficulty rating, and I think the first one of these I did was a 3 out of 5. Excuse me. Excuse me. And that was quite hard. So this one is a 4 out of 5. Good. I'm glad you had a good time, Vicky. So let me read you about this and see what you lot think. So it says, on July the 4th, 1927, Astrid Pelham fell from the top floor balcony of the luxurious Merivale Manor, impaling her body on a statue below. The cause of her death remains a mystery, shrouded in whispers of murder, suicide, and even the supernatural intervention. Detective Michael Fitch was tasked with solving the mystery of Astrid's death, but he was consumed by the case, never able to shake the feeling that the truth was just out of reach. And for decades the case was forgotten, buried deep in the chronicles of police archives. In 2022, Rick Fitch, the great-grandson of Detective Michael Fitch, stumbled upon the case files while cleaning out his relative's attic. Armed with Detective Fitch's notes and his own research from the libraries and archives of New York City, Rick is determined to finally solve this long-forgotten case. Inside the case file, you will find the evidence collected by Detective Fitch, including photographs, statements, maps, and newspaper clippings with Rick's recent findings, some of which is stored in an online email inbox. Oh, an online email inbox. There's more to uncover than ever before. You must piece together the clues to finally solve the mystery of Astrid Pelham's death. But be warned, as you delve deeper into the case, you'll discover that not everyone is as innocent as they appear. Your mission is clear. Read through the evidence, find alibis for the innocent suspects, and through the process of elimination, find the killer. Will you be the one to finally bring closure and solve the mystery of Astrid Pelham's death? The truth is waiting to be revealed. So we could do that if you fancy it. Maybe we could start it in the next day or so. Maybe not tomorrow because I'll be exhausted from my long hike. We had father-in-law in hospital and had to rescue mother-in-law, long separated from father-in-law, as she had a broken down car Boxing Day. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you did have several disasters. How is father-in-law? Is he doing okay? Hopefully he's on the mend. And well done on rescuing mother-in-law. And I'm glad you still had a good time. That's the main thing. You managed to get... So was mother-in-law coming to you? Or did you just need to rescue her and get her to where she was going? Anyway, if anyone fancies doing that, let me know. Because I think that would be a fun thing to do. As a... I think I'd have to organise it so that the people could be involved in it. Because I think if you're invested in it, and then we do it over a few live streams, then you don't want to miss bits, do you? It doesn't say how long it might take, but I know that the last one Sky and I did, and I think it took us a good few hours of just sitting there. So the last one I put up on the fridge here as well, and they didn't really get, my lot didn't really get engaged in it, which was a shame. Anyway, that's there if you fancy joining me for that. Chest infection, so still in hospital. Mother-in-law was on her way to us, ended up rearranging at hers. Okay, so she was meant to be coming to you, but she broke down, so you took everything to hers and picked her up en route? Is that what I'm thinking? Was she far away? I mean, is there a huge distance between you all? I guess it was too far to... Excuse me. To bring her here and then drive her all the way back, I'm guessing. I've got a crime mystery puzzle for my stepdad too. Oh, that's a good idea. For your stepdad. So, okay, so, yeah. Is he into those sorts of things? I really like them. I used to like those murder mystery books that you could choose, like the, what is it, Choose Your Own Adventure. They weren't always murder mysteries. Sometimes they were like haunted houses and things, or defeating some beast. And you used to have to choose either this or this, and it was go to page this for this one or page that for that one. So you could have a different story every time. Salisbury. I took her home to Hadnam. Okay, so Salisbury is, that's down near Winchester and that way, isn't it? If I remember right, that's Salisbury's down Avebury way. Oh, you like those books too? I love those books. I did buy some, which I think I've taken to the charity shop now, but I did take some, did have some that I bought when my boys were younger, as in teenagers. Excuse me. Oh. But they never really got into them. I hoped it might encourage reading. Some books did. How to Train Your Dragon engaged Brendan. Beast Quest, Sea Quest, those sorts of books. Kenzie's never been much of a reader. As much as I've tried to get him into books, he's never really been one for reading. Oh, my tea's going cold. I think I've left it too long. Am I getting all the messages? I think they epitomise how predestination and free will in life can coexist. That's an interesting thought process on it. I hadn't looked at it that way before. Yes, because there is predestiny, as in there's only a certain amount of endings and you can't change them because they're written in a book. But that free will allows you to choose which way you want to go. It's that whole fate thing, isn't it? Fate, or was it fate and destiny? And or do we have our own paths, or do the two mingle? So this is very much like this book that I've been reading about, not reading about, but I am reading. It deals with a lot. We've not got deeply into it yet, but how consciousness is, you know, what is consciousness? And depending on your view of what consciousness is, as to what you believe going, you know, with regards to magical thinking, and the magical thinking that we all have at some point, regardless of, you know, how scientific we might be. There is always, I've never met anybody who doesn't have some element of magical thinking at some point in their life. Excuse me. The minute I've sat down, that's it. Sliding Doors is my favourite film because it explores the sorts of things. Yeah, I think I've only watched that once, but I do remember it being quite thought-provoking. And it is one of those, it's one of those that I could relate to, because especially when something bad happens, you just think, if I could have made this choice, or this choice, would that have happened? And as somebody who had really bad OCD through my teens, I constantly worried that something that I did would affect something else totally unrelated, and it would be my fault, because in my head with the OCD, it would tell me that if I didn't touch something a certain amount of times, or didn't do some ritual, that it would usually mean something terrible would happen to somebody else. OCD sucks. But yeah, that whole, if you'd made a different choice, would a different outcome have happened? Tom, Mum, finally caught a live stream. Hope you're having a great break. Yes, I am. Thank you. It's very lovely. Saying tomorrow I'm going to go for a big old hike with the dogs before the weather kicks in. For that storm. Seem to have had a lot of storms. Excuse me, I should not have sat down. Oh, that's it now. You'll all be yawning. This is also the problem with when I talk a lot. I yawn. This is why I can't read out loud to children very easily. All the years I childminded and stuff, the minute I sat and read a book to them, I'd start yawning. Must be something to do with how much oxygen I'm getting. I suppose it's better than getting hiccups. I don't feel tired. KDKers. Is that actually how we pronounce it? The KDKers. I've always wondered that. How's Kathy? Are you well? We've got 11 people. So is there anybody here who is a lurker, who has been watching my channel but hasn't commented? It'd be nice to get to know people. Would have loved to do a long dog walk, but she came into season. Oh, bad timing. Yeah, that would just be a whole faff, wouldn't it? Especially if you came across other dogs. Okay, so am I calling you Teasel? Is that right? Tissel? Could you spell it phonetically? Teasel? Tissel? How long have you been watching? I'd love to get to know. The nice thing about the comments section is I get to know the people who regularly watch, and I just think it's really lovely. It is Al Ali. It is Al Ali. Right. Yes, that makes sense now. Duh. Okay. Tis Al Ali. So your name is Al Ali. Al Ali. Rocking her leopard print period pants. Now there's an image, a dog wearing leopard print pads because she's come into season. That's stylish. That's one thing. Not having had female dogs of my own. We had female, in fact, most of the dogs growing up were female. But as an adult, I've only had male dogs. Not had that issue. It's my initials and my 3 children's initials. Oh, okay, so it literally is the KDKRS, not the KDKers. A lie. A lie? Oh, it is all a lie. 'Tis all a lie, not Ali Ali. Right, it is all a lie. Right, with you. Got it. That was too clever for me. It is all a lie. Okay, what do I call you though? Can't call you it is all a lie. I'll call you Bob? Bobette? I don't know. It doesn't have to be your real name. Something that I can relate to, it is all a lie. But it's great that you're commenting on the live stream, so thank you. It's got 13 people in now as well. Lost 2 golden retrievers this year. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. It is so heartbreaking. Both related, 12 and 10. Were they brother and sister from different litters? Or at that age, could be parents, couldn't it? I'm so sorry, it's so hard. And I know I shouldn't, but there are times. It took me a long time to agree to a dog. After we lost our Staffy, and that was about 11 years, 12 years ago now. And now we've got these boys. Like, I love their birthdays. They've had, what, 2 birthdays with us now, because we got them just under a year old. Link was 5 months. Timmy was 7 months. And so we've done 2 birthdays with them. And there's part of me that's like, well, that's 2 years off their little lives. And I just like can't think like that. But you do. Because I know how painful it was when we lost our last dog. But you can't think like, you have to enjoy every moment with them. Tom. Oops. Tom is an occasional commenter. Yeah, you are. Been watching since early lockdown. Love the vlogs. They chill me out no end. You actually messaged me, didn't you? I think you emailed me while I was on holiday a few years ago in the Peak District. And we ended up messaging back and forth whilst I was on a hike, if I remember right. So you listen to old live streams when you can't sleep. Oh, that's lovely. They help you switch off. It's my boring dulcet tones, that's what it is. But it's nice to know that I do have some sort of calming effect on you, so that's lovely. That is kind of, I like to have I'm either manic or I'm like that. Father and son. Father and son. Bless. Children bought me an 18-month-old German pointer named Ricky, and I love him so much. Oh. Was that recently? That's really sweet. My mum and dad lost their little pup, Molly, 5 months ago now, I think it was. So heartbreaking. Mum's still really, well, they're both struggling. Mum's particularly struggling with it still, I think. This is the first Christmas without her. It's all those first things, isn't it? There was another dog that was looking for adoption, but they're not ready for that yet. And this dog looked a lot like Molly. And Mum said they could never have a dog that looked anything like Molly because they'd be constantly comparing and it wouldn't be fair on the other dog. I don't know if they ever will get another dog. I think it would bring them a lot of joy. But Molly was she was raised by humans because she was tiny when she was dumped outside the Blue Cross. So she was being taken home and hand raised by the staff. And so they were knowing, so my friend ran the Blue Cross, was the manager of the local one that we had here. And she knew my mum was looking for a puppy, something like a Chihuahua or something small. And so she spoke to my mum and said, this one is being hand reared anyway, so she could could come to you. I think she was 6 weeks old, and obviously most dogs it has to be like 8 weeks, but because she didn't have a mum around, and she was the only surviving one out of a litter of 3, and the others had deformities. So they think they'd been overbred, and actually she became very ill with an autoimmune condition and ended up in a specialist vet's in her first year of life. First year of life, I think it was. First year of life, I think. She was really, really poorly. Had to go to Hitchin to a specialist vet's, and she was there for 3 weeks, a month, something like that, because just her body was fighting itself. It was really sad, but she pulled through. And she was, she must have been 10, because we lost our Staffy probably 10 years ago, because they did meet. So she must have been about 10, and they got on really, really well, but then we lost him the year they got Molly, I believe. Different Tom, not you. I emailed you some crystal pics a while back. Yes, you can calm me back to sleep, not bore me. Okay, so I'm getting my Toms mixed up. Sorry about that. Different Tom. I have the other Tom going, no, that was me. Golden Lab has a lovely pointer friend called Winnie. They play really well together. I think it's lovely when dogs find their little buddies. I mean, my guys have got each other. And there are some dogs. So Timmy, who doesn't submit to anybody, he goes completely soppy when he sees Chubba at work, and he lays on his back and he licks around Chubba's mouth, and he really gets in Chubba's face to the point where Chubba quite often will sort of end up barking at him to tell him to back off. But he just is so all over Chubba. The minute you let him out together, for the first 2 minutes, he doesn't leave him alone. He's just like all in his face and licking him, and right up against him. And it's it's not that play. It doesn't have his heckles up. It's all just complete love and submission. And Chubba's not a dominant dog at all, so I don't know why maybe Chubba's just got this real relaxed air about him, and Timmy feels completely relaxed. He does it with Lou as well. He loves Lou, but I think half of that is because Lou's female and she's not been done. But they grew up together, I guess. There's only a few months between them. Hamish and Danny so quickly. I had a pointer as a teenager, and suddenly Ricky was available. He came back to me. Oh, must have been the right dog for you. I say things happen for a reason. So I reckon Ricky was the dog you were meant to have. I mean, the other dogs, obviously, the dogs you were meant to have, but at that point, that was the dog you were meant to have. You were waiting for him. Butterbeanhead, how are you? I haven't seen you on here. Well, I haven't done a live for a very long time. But how are you doing? I often think of my crew from back in the Kathy days when she was with us. I often think of Kathy. And there's a lot of names I don't see anymore. And I often wonder what happened to them all. Do you know much about any of that crew? It's funny because YouTube is one of those places where you can make some really nice connections with people, and then just suddenly you don't hear from them, and you start to wonder, I wonder what happened to that person. Life has not been kind in the last months, but doing better. I'm sorry. That sucks. For whatever you've been going through, I'm really sorry that life's dealt you that. Onwards and upwards, hopefully. Better things ahead. I'm not one for New Year's resolutions, but I am thinking about things I want to achieve this year. And one of the things I want to achieve is a mass declutter. So I want to go out to the caravan, because I want the caravan to go and us to have that space back on the driveway. I want to clear out all the stuff that's in it. I want to go and box up things, and then the boxes are ready to take to charity. box each box up and stack it, and then I can just take a box each week to different charity shops. Spread out the gifting. I suppose after Christmas they will be inundated, but as the year progresses, I want to just be organised and just go, right, I can just pick up that box or pick up that bag and it's ready to go. I don't need to go through anything. Just pick it up and take it. We are having a devotional page, most of us. And you were invited. Oh, really? Well, I would like to come and see you all. That would be lovely. How did you invite me? On what format was that? Was that through email or however it was? I'm sorry, it completely passed me by. Yeah, I'd like to. As you know, I'm not religious. But I like the community that came from Kathy's group, and it was nice to be with you all and the positive messages that were given. And you know, for me, prayer is a religious version of positive intention, so you know, I could relate to it on that level. So maybe I didn't realize, maybe if I did see something, every now and then I might not have made a connection. Every now and then I will get somebody trying to convert me, telling me that my soul is, you know, needs saving. And I tend to just ignore those things. So if something came up that looked like it might have a religious overtone to it, I may have just assumed somebody was trying to convert me. It happens more than you'd think. So that might have been what happened. Gathering of friends. Oh, okay, so no, that doesn't sound at all. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing. Okay, where is that? Is that on YouTube or is that on Facebook? Or I will definitely look for it. It'll be so lovely to reconnect. Debbie, you made it. I don't know how long I will be on here for, I will be honest. But I want to do more of these. So I figured short and sweet would be better. Although having said that, it's been nearly 40 minutes. But I thought it would be nice to touch base more regularly with people. Tom's had a massive clear out himself over Christmas. Nothing in my flat that I don't want or need. It is so good for the mind. I say cluttered house, cluttered mind. And I know there is so much that needs to be gone. And actually doing the house sits and living out of a suitcase, I'm like, how much do I really need? And then there's a whole bunch of things that I'm like, that's sentimental. But then it sits in the loft. And I had a thing growing up, and when my mental health is not at its peak, then I go into a kind of almost putting a personification, like almost like giving inanimate objects. It's a bit like Toy Story, you know, giving them. And I think, oh, if I get rid of it, it'll be sad because I got rid of it. It's an inanimate object, like it's not going to be sad. Or that somebody bought it me and I'm like, I can't get rid of that because so-and-so bought that for me. And that's ridiculous, because I know everybody I know would be like, if it's no longer serving you, pass it on. You know, don't keep it just because I got it for you. So with that in mind, this year I'm determined to say these items need to fulfill their potential, and doing a twist on the it'll be sad because I got rid of it, which is ridiculous. Does anyone else have that? Has anyone else had that? Sorry, I've got a load of WhatsApp messages coming through. Sorry. That's what the buzzing is. So now I'm twisting it on its head, and I want to do that thing that Imo from Planet Imo is doing, which I've done several times in my life, is have a box and just put one thing in it each day. And then if you feel like putting more in it, great. But put one thing in it each day that can be passed on, because these things, there are people out there who really want whatever it is you have but can't find it. And it will find its way to the person it's meant to be with. So there's someone out there thinking, I wish I could find this thing I had from my childhood. And I will be setting that thing free to find that energy and connect with the person that needs it. So I'm changing my thought process to that thought process. But while it sits in my loft or sits out in the caravan, it's not happy. It's not fulfilling its potential, its life purpose. Sorry, there's so many messages coming through. I don't know if you get the buzzing every time that happens. Quite a few of us are not real religious. We use the same book totally Kathy used. We're all kind people, and that is what we strive for. I love that. Definitely, I need to find you. I love that. And yeah, the book that, I don't know what the book was that Kathy used, but every message in it was very positive. And even if I didn't follow the religious aspect behind it, the moral message it was giving, or the thought provoking aspect of it, was always worth hearing. So I like that. I definitely need to come find that. So sorry, was it Facebook or was it YouTube? Sorry, I can't remember what it was you said it was called. Gathering of Friends. You were busy with your grandson. Need to do a big clean out. Did a toy room now and the rest of the house. Yes. Yeah, I just need to do that. That is this year. I want to have a lot less stuff, including the shed, because the shed is falling apart. And ideally, if I replace the shed, I don't want to put a load of rubbish back in it. And if I replace the shed, what I really want to do is make it so that the geese can get in and out of their nighttime space and use half a shed as their nighttime space, if that makes sense. Because it would mean putting them to bed would be a lot easier, because we could literally just drop the door down rather than bringing them through the garden and that kind of thing. It makes the whole process easier, and they can put themselves to bed and we can just go and shut the grate on them, whereas at the moment we have to put them to bed into their fox-proof pen. Yeah, there's so much that I need to do. So much. I won't get it all done this year because I've also got to work. See, this year's been manic with work, and I really hoped that I would save a lot of money and then take, just sort of ease it off a little bit. But obviously Spog, my camper van, had completely other ideas and decided he needed to be completely rebuilt one way or another. And I'd like to think that this was the year of van repairs, and now it is the year of saving. I'm going to manifest that. It's going to happen. Okay, let's see what the messages are saying. Okay, it is all a lie. You are a lovely, caring woman with children, animals, and your family. My name is Deirdre. I watch you and Imo too. Thank you, Deirdre, and thank you for sharing your name as well. I'm really sorry if I forget at any point that your name is Deirdre. Memory, menopausal, really bad. Like if I can remember my own name, but I will try and make that connection. And thank you. That's really kind of you to say that. It's lovely. Kim Kelly. Oh, you watch Imo too? Imo's fantastic. I do love her. And I haven't got to see Imo last year. And probably with her degree, it's going to be very hard now to coincide a time. But I really would like to coincide a time with Imo. Absolutely. Going and seeing her. Bird nest. Just popping my head in to say hello. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you for saying you'll listen later. I'm not going to stay on for much longer, probably another 5 minutes. I'm going to go and have a shower and put my pajamas on. But I keep thinking I should have some dinner. So all I've had today is a yogurt and 2 mince pies with cream. Feeling a little bit peckish now, but it's that point in the year, like Christmas, is where you just eat and eat and eat. And I feel like a tiger now, and I'm not moving very much. So I feel like a tiger. in that I've eaten a huge, massive amount of stuff, and now it's in there, and I could probably live off it for the next few days. Don't need to eat again. Having said that, I am getting a little bit peckish, but I need to make sure I eat something good, because the other thing is I'm eating chocolate, cake, savoury, non-savoury things, rather than I mean, I have eaten lots of vegetables and stuff. I have. Yesterday, you'll see in the vlog that goes up tomorrow, I'm trying to keep on track and make an effort to film some things, because I'm now up to date. So you're actually seeing it kind of a couple of days after it's happened now, as opposed to 2 weeks or whatever it was before. But you'll see that I made a massive food yesterday with like leftover broccoli and Brussels sprouts and parsnips and bits of ham and things from our Christmas dinner, because it needed to be used up, otherwise I was going to have to throw it away, and cauliflower cheese and what have you. Made a huge mass of stuff on my plate that I heated up, and yeah, that's going up tomorrow. And then I'm going to film. I've not filmed very much today because we've been hanging out with family again, and then tomorrow I will film whatever walk I do, so I will make sure I film that, and then that will go up on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. So tomorrow's is the last couple of days, and then Wednesdays will be the walk that I do tomorrow. And going, I'll still be doing my three times a week, plus one on a Saturday or Sunday, depending on how much footage I've got, of course. And I might just do a live stream. If I haven't got around to doing a vlog, I might just do a live stream to make up the difference. So you took the toys to a hive and take. Oh, give and take. And hubby said within a couple of days they were gone. So is that like a give and take? What's that? Is that like a shop type thing, like a charity shop type thing? Or is that like the sort of, what are they called, like places for people who, I'm trying to think, like a homeless, but not homeless, people that need things, like a food banky type thing, but for items. SF, got your notification late that you're on. Hello Sonia, how are you? Me and my other friends consider ourselves witches. Me a green witch and she's a head witch. Oh, okay, so you and I have got very similar. So I don't tend to use the word witch, because even though a lot of what I do would be deemed as witchy, I had this conversation with a friend of mine who I went to see in Arundel when I went there just before I got COVID. And I said to him, I don't like to use the word witch, because he actually was in a coven for many years. But I said I don't like to use the word witch because there's an awful lot of social media witches now, and it's like something they've grabbed hold of, and it's a persona for the likes of TikTok, YouTube, that kind of stuff. So really careful personally that I don't use that word to describe myself. But a lot of what you're saying, like the hedge witch and the green witch type stuff, is absolutely stuff that resonates with me, because that's, if I wasn't averse to using those terms for those reasons, then I absolutely would be using those terms. I'm doing that thing. Have you noticed? People do to pass time while they're looking at things. It's always the same. It's a social thing people do. I find it fascinating. And I notice it all the time when people do it, and I've just done it myself. Facebook is where we connect. Devotionals will show on YouTube. They post an address each night for the next day during the week. Okay, so I need to go and look for that. If you are able to send me an invite, please, that would be amazing. I've been on that minimalising process for years. That's how I found your channel when you were decluttering things like jewellery. Oh my goodness, that was ages ago. Yes, see, I go through stages of doing this, and then something gets in the way, or I'm not in the right headspace, and it stops, and then things sneak in. And yeah, I have to say though, since giving up the childminding, although I've got a lot of stuff still to get rid of from the childminding, there is actually I've not bought as much. There's still a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is to do with childminding, and I can let all that go. And then there's the stuff that I need to find out what my boys want to keep as well. Get Brendan over to go through stuff that they've got. Damon has been listening. He's going to say goodbye. Oh, he's probably gone. I'll message him later. Bye, Damon. Spog is a naughty little camper. Yes, he absolutely is. Lucas wants to ask what your temperature is right now at your place. Very good question. Alexa, what is the temperature near Oxford right now?
Right now, in Oxford, England, it's 7 degrees Celsius.
Do you know what? I was going to say about 7 degrees, so that's good. Thank you, Alexa. Very good. Oh, although it says where I am, it's 8 degrees. It's just showing me now. 8 degrees, and then it's going to go down to 5 degrees. So, and that is in Celsius, not Fahrenheit, which you might be in Fahrenheit. I've got behind. Okay. I think faith spirituality is about a recognition of a greater force and our own relationship with it and its influence over our life choices. Religion is a set of man-made rules that gets corrupted. Well said. Yes, I like that. And I think I've said this to you before, Vicky, haven't I? Unfortunately, my experience of religion, as in Christianity, which I did go to Bible study, I did go to Covenanters, which was Baptist. I took my boys to the Sunday school occasionally here that used to be run, and met some lovely people. Unfortunately, I was being told that I had to love this God more than I loved my kids and my parents. Never going to happen. I was told that that there were lots of those sorts of things that I didn't agree with and couldn't get behind. And then at points in my life when people who knew me well, had grown up with me, decided to judge me on a mistake I made. And it was those people that really knew me that would have that messaged me and went, is everything okay? I've heard this. And I've gone, yeah, hold my hands up. I ballsed up. And those people that stood by me were not the ones that I knew from the organised religion. And that put me off organised religion, as well as the experience that I'd had in my teens, being told that my parents couldn't be deemed as Christians because they worked Sunday too, because they owned a shop, and there was a recession and they had to open every day to make sure they brought money in so we could pay for the house and the food and everything else, the heating and lighting, and you know. So unfortunately my experience wasn't great, but I've always had a much more nature-based draw to me, and again, you know, by saying things like, I say I'm pagan, but to say pagan, it's, you know, people think of things like Wicca, which is more of an organised religion in that it's Wicca, but again, that's too structured for me. As far as I'm concerned, as long as you have a good heart, you're a good person, you do what is right by others, and do your best to be the best you can be, and leave as little impact as you can in a negative way on the earth and the people around you, then any greater being, greater force is going to consider you worthy in my eyes. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it. But I really like the way you put that, Vicky. I really like that. Okay, this has got deep, hasn't it? And there was me going to go in 5 minutes. We're well past the 5 minutes. Okay, let's take it up for another 5 minutes. Let's not get deep. That would take us up to an hour. Blimey. Okay, did I just see Minxie in here? I'm so behind on your vlogs, Minxie. I am so sorry, Laura. Let's just see. I'm sure I just saw her name pop up. You go and eat and chill, Pip. Thank you so much for your content this year. We appreciate, much appreciated. Wishing you every success for 2025. Thank you, Tom, and to you and to everyone else here. Thank you so much. Oh, Debbie, it's a dump. And the good things. Oh, okay. So there are some sort of charity shops that raise money that do a similar thing. I think there's one in High Wycombe. So the things that are too good, I think that's a really good idea because it does reduce the waste. But I like the idea that people can just take things. That's a really good idea. I think we need more of that here. Butterbean Head, yes, I agree. I would love another word for it also. That would be more palatable for my family. Yes, yeah. That's the whole witch word, isn't it? My favourite charity shop is called the Honesty Jar in Somerset. You take what you want and pay in a large honesty jar in the middle of the room. Oh, that's nice. The only thing I struggle with is prices. So I find that really hard to gauge what I should give for something. I like things to have a price. Perfect for an eBay seller. Yeah, absolutely. And Minxie is in the room. I don't know if she's still in the room. Hello, Minxie. How was your Christmas? How was it? I need to go and check in. In fact, when I go and have a bath in a minute, I might go and check your vlogs and try and catch up a little bit with you because I put them on while I'm doing other things and then I don't comment and then I don't see anything for about a month because I haven't had the opportunity to sit and watch, and then I sit and binge watch again. But I like to listen to you while I'm doing housework and stuff. I was into the church thing for quite a while and realised it was killing me by beating me down emotionally. Yeah, see, if that's not working for you, then, but you see, America is very religious, isn't it? And I've had friends that have gone out there who are not at all religious. And one of them now has literally become like born again Christian. And everything is thanking God. Like he's gone completely the other way now. And, that his language that is used, everything is completely different. But I think he's been in America so long now that I've been told by many people that if you're not religious in America, it's like the whole community is around the church. It's a much bigger thing. And that actually probably my ways would not be accepted in, I mean, I don't know, those of you who are American who are not into the more Christian or Catholic or other organized sort of religions, how is it accepted over there? Is anything said, or are you free to express your slightly different view on how the world came to be and the history of it and deities and that kind of thing? Okay, right, we've got 2 minutes, people. Stop getting so deep. We have touched on, yes, Vicky, we have, yeah. And I remember you saying that you were sad that was my experience. But you see, then, Vicky, I've met people like you who have such a strong faith and openly share your religion, but you have never once pushed that on me, and that's how I think it should be. And I would say you are a true Christian, because I believe from having met you and from having conversations with you that you are what I believe Christians should be. And what I was hoping to find, I think, when I was exploring religion. So Yeah, so thank you because you have shown me you've taken that negative that I have had several times, and you've shown me that actually that's not the be all and the end all. So you've done a good thing there. And Kathy was another one. Kathy was another one that did a good thing for me in that aspect. She, yeah, you and her. That's why I tried to make the distinction. Yeah, absolutely. Our beliefs are right for us, and that's what matters. My family will always be first. Absolutely. You and I are more freelance believers. Yes, I think we believe in sort of the messages, but for us they come in a slightly different package. Jesus was born to an unmarried mother, and Paul, one of the founders of church, was a murderer. Okay. Okay, so yes, Jesus was born to an unmarried mother. I did not know about Paul. Yeah, see, there's many stories. You know, I have read some stories of the Bible, and I've listened to some stories in the Bible when I was at Sunday schools and stuff. And yeah, some of those stories are really scary. We also have thrift stores, but it costs a little bit more. I donate a lot to them. Yeah, that a lot of stuff. So I think your charity shops are our thrift. Your thrift stores are our charity shops. Does the money at a thrift store go to a charity? Because the charities run the charity shops here, which are like your thrift stores, or is it private people who are taking the stuff you don't want and then they make their business on it? I don't know if it works differently, but ours are definitely charity based. Especially in the southern part. Yes, especially in the southern part. Sorry, yes, as in, it seems to me I can express my belief free. Oh, so religion is big in, yes, it is in the southern. Yeah. It seems to me I can express my belief freely in most groups, but there is always the person that is militant about what they believe. Yeah. Yeah. But I think that comes with any groups. I mean, I've had it from, okay, I'm sorry if anyone is vegetarian or vegan. I find the vegans worse than the vegetarians. I've had it from vegans basically telling me I can't be an animal lover if I eat meat. And I've always said, if I had to kill the meat, have had to kill the animal to get the meat myself, I'd be vegetarian again. And I used to be vegetarian. But this idea that two things can't be true at the same time. And I would argue that I am and have always been a huge animal lover. Huge. I think that is one thing that really shows through. So I've had that with vegans. I was quite a crunchy mum when it comes to the boys, especially Kenzie, because with Brendan I was a little bit more institutionalized because I came straight from nannying, where you're taught for 2 years this is how things must be done, and then he was prem, so I was then kind of institutionalized by, you must do it in this order and you must do it this way, otherwise baby could die, you know. So you're kind of like, da 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 da, baby will die, da 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 da, baby could die. They didn't say it like that, but that's kind of what they meant. So I had this very regimented way with Brendan. But by the time Kenzie came along and he was born at home on the floor, and it was all just a much more natural start to the whole process. He was early, but not enough that he needed to go into hospital. And so I could be a bit more crunchy with him. But the sling wearing mums, baby wearing forums on Facebook and what have you, oh my goodness, some of them in there would literally go up to women in the street and tell them that they were damaging their child because of the baby carrier that they chose to use. And I thought, my goodness, if a mum isn't already struggling maybe, or, you know, she's trying to do her best and she's baby wearing and she's having that closeness rather than using a pram or whatever others choose to use, you know, and you're berating her in the street for wearing a forward-facing sling that is going to damage your child because it's too stimulating, or it's not supporting their hips in the right manner, or, yeah, I mean, in any strong belief group, I believe you're going to find the all or nothings, the militants, and unfortunately they do get heard more than the others. It only takes one bad egg, as they say, like even in YouTube can have a billion wonderful comments from you guys, and then I get one bad comment from somebody, and that's the bit that plays over my mind all evening. Yeah. Okay, where have we got to? Because I really need to wrap this up. So I've got 12 people in here. Thank you. We ordered a memory thing on our devotions for Kathy. We do give her credit for getting us together. She did an awesome job with bringing us together. We will always miss her. Yeah, it's weird. Lee says the same thing. He said that there are times when he pops into her head, and I do the same, and I think, oh, I haven't spoken to Kathy in ages. I'll drop her a message, and then I'm like, no, you can't drop her a message. And then it like dawns on you again that she's not here. Yeah, and then you have that moment of it's not happening, she's gone. But yeah, she affected so many people's lives for the good. So she is somebody who's going to be remembered, and I love the fact that you guys continue the devotionals and that she lives on through that. It goes to hospital buying things that is not covered. Oh, that's really good. I like that. It is run by Hospital Auxiliary. Okay, so I really like that. That it goes to charity, your thrift stores. Kathy was a beautiful person. She absolutely was. Absolutely was. We're missing the new Planet Immo. The new Planet Immo? What's the new Planet Immo? We're missing. Oh, sorry. Yes, she's dropped a video and I'm taking up your time. Bog off. Go on. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yes, I've realised what you. I was like, new? What's she doing? Okay. Yeah, her video will have gone live, won't it? Sorry, my bad. Let's wrap this up quick then, so you can all go over to Immo's en masse. Really was, and so kind, and she really did care. She died way too soon. She absolutely did. And Vicky, you would have absolutely loved Kathy. You and her would have got on well. If only we were as quick to support as we are to judge. Absolutely. The world would be a better place. Thank you, Butterbeanhead. Absolutely. 9 thumbs up. Okay. It was so sudden and shocking. She was a wonderful person. Okay, well, let's dedicate this live stream to the memory of Kathy, since as we've been talking about her. So, yeah, I just want to wish Kathy a heavenly Christmas. I know she will be looking down on us from wherever she is on her little fluffy cloud, or wherever you go when your time is up. She could be sitting right here on the sofa with me going, look, I'm right here, Pip. Right here. She's right there, chit-chatting and keeping us company and laughing her head off, because that's what I think. I think we go to a different plane. I don't know. A different plane of existence. Or maybe we don't do anything, but then I believe in ghosts. So I do believe maybe there's another plane, and I do believe that maybe you can dip in and out whenever you want and come and see your family members. And I reckon she's sitting here right now. The distance wasn't a problem. You see, we'd need passports and travel to go and see her. But we don't need that now, because she'd just come and hang out with me. And I've got her sock monkey up. Where is it? Up there, just peeking behind that picture frame, these big red lips. And that's her sock monkey. And it looks down on me every day that I'm at home. Keeps an eye on my house for me. So she's definitely here. Anyway, let's go and all see what Immo's been up to. Should have received an invite from Maryland Monroe. Oh, there's a name I haven't heard in ages. I do in the spiritual. God bless. Glad I caught you. Sort of got to meet Kathy tonight through the chat. Yes, absolutely. And if you haven't seen Vicky, if you actually want to see what she's like, we did a American versus UK. If you go to, I'm sure her YouTube channel's still up, Totally Kathy. And there was a UK, Americans try UK food, something like that. And then they sent me stuff and I tried, and we sent her stuff, and it was Blind Views, and who else was it? Oh, it was Lola, and Lola's gone as well. Lola, that was a shock as well. But yeah, we've still got those videos. I might go and watch those just to see Kathy and Lola one more time. Anyway, this is not getting us over to Imo's channel, is it? Thank you lovely lot for watching, and I will, if anyone is interested in helping me with a murder mystery, pop it in the comments of this video, and I will schedule some live streams so that people can know when it's going to be and get involved. We'll solve the murder mystery. Okay, thank you very much, you lovely lot. I will see you all in the next vlog, which comes out tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Oh, a lot of the videos have been removed. Oh, that's annoying. That is a shame. I think I've got some on my channel though.